Imagine waking up on an ordinary morning, only to learn that someone, somewhere, pushed a button that could have ended human civilization in 43 seconds. A miscalculation, a single act of desperation, a cover-up so huge, most people still don't believe it really happened. But today, you're about to hear the true story of the day the world almost ended and why the truth stayed buried for 27 years. This is the day that almost finished the world. Our story begins with Elias Rourke, a 58-year-old telecommunications engineer in Alaska. Quiet, brilliant, paranoid, but only because he worked a job that required paranoia. Rourke was assigned to maintain a Cold War-era early warning station, a place designed to detect incoming intercontinental missiles. Most days were routine: snowstorms, silence. The buzzing hum of old machines built decades before he arrived. But this day was different. At 2:13 a.m., while staring at outdated monitors and half-dead satellites, Rourke saw something impossible. 27 objects, traveling at hypersonic speed, all heading straight for the United States. In his training, that meant only one thing: a nuclear attack. The system automatically triggered a Level 5 alert. A message flashed across the screen. Impact in 3 minutes, 54 seconds. Rourke froze. He wasn't authorized to launch countermeasures, but he was required to escalate. He picked up the secure red phone. At the other end was Colonel Dana Mercer, head of Continental Defense Readiness. She wasn't asleep, she never slept. "Rourke," she said. "What's your assessment?" He replied. "It's real." She didn't question him. She simply said, "Hold position, keep eyes on the signature. We're confirming from all stations." And then, the line went dead. Across the world, in a bunker outside Moscow, Colonel Viktor Sokolov watched the same blips appear on his own outdated radar screens. Only in his case, the readings suggested something even worse. The United States had fired first. It wasn't true, but their system didn't know that. Protocols activated, submarines repositioned, strategic missile operators placed keys into locks. Sokolov contacted his superior, General Radimov. "Sir, what are your orders?" Radimov replied, "Prepare retaliation. We fire if confirmed for more than 90 seconds." A countdown started. In Washington, Emergency Protocol Alpha Black was triggered. High-ranking officials were rushed underground. The president, whoever the world believes he was at that time, wasn't the one giving commands yet. Instead, it fell to General May Harlow, Director of Strategic Threat Operations. She reviewed the data, multiple fast-moving objects, exact trajectory of an inbound strike. But one thing bothered her. The objects were unevenly spaced, not in any known attack formation. She demanded a second verification, but the satellite feed froze, and suddenly, all 27 objects duplicated into 54. "That's impossible," Harlow murmured. The room went silent. Someone whispered, "Ma'am, could it be a glitch?" Harlow turned pale, because she remembered something. A classified memo from 1997. A memo warning that a specific satellite, still used today, had a fatal sensor flaw. A flaw that would duplicate objects under extreme solar interference. And that day, Earth was experiencing the strongest geomagnetic storm in 2 decades. Harlow realized the truth. The entire world was reacting to ghosts. A phantom attack, a radar illusion. But if she couldn't convince Russia within seconds, the illusion would turn real. Back in Alaska, Elias Rourke noticed something strange. The incoming objects were slowing down. Missiles don't slow down, ever. He ran calculations manually. What he found made his heart collapse. The objects weren't missiles. They were fragments of a solar flare, ionized plasma, reflecting in the magnetic field. He tried contacting command. Static. He tried a secondary line. Dead. He attempted a direct U-STRATCOM override. Blocked. time left before Russia would retaliate. 41 seconds, he grabbed the emergency beacon, manually rewired it, and broadcasted a direct burst transmission on an international emergency frequency reserved only for world-ending scenarios. It was a message containing one line. "The objects are not missiles. Sensor duplication confirmed. Do not launch." But would anyone receive it in time?
Sokolov watched the timer hit 14 seconds. Radimov barked, "Prepare to fire." Sokolov inserted his key. His partner inserted theirs. The launch computer began its final authentication. And then, a piercing alarm sounded. Unauthorized transmission detected. An operator shouted. Sokolov demanded, "From where?" "Alaska, sir." Radimov snarled, "American interference. Ignore it." But Sokolov wasn't convinced. He read the message again. He checked the radar. For the first time, he noticed what Rourke noticed. The objects were decaying, dissipating, not missiles. Definitely not missiles. He made the most dangerous decision of his life. He removed his key. Radimov screamed, "What are you doing?" Sokolov replied, "Preventing a war that never existed." In the United States, the same realization spread. The president was briefed. Retaliation measures were halted. Within 4 minutes, the threat vanished entirely. The world continued as if nothing happened. No news reports, no televised addresses, no public records. The incident was buried deeper than any state secret. Elias Rourke was told to reconsider ever speaking about it. Russia pretended the event never happened, and humanity remained oblivious to how close it came to complete extinction. But Rourke couldn't sleep because something didn't add up. If the sensor flaw was known since 1997, why wasn't it fixed? Why did the satellite remain active? And why, as he later discovered from archived systems, were funds allocated to repairs every single year? But the repairs never happened. Someone allowed the danger to exist. Someone benefited from the chaos. 3 weeks later, Rourke quietly accessed restricted documents. He discovered a pattern. A private defense contractor called Sullivan Dynamics was paid billions over decades to maintain the threat detection network. Billions. But they never performed a single modernization. They only filed paperwork claiming they had. The company's founder, Barrett Sullivan, was a billionaire philanthropist, admired worldwide. But buried in a cyber forensic audit, Rourke found internal memos revealing Sullivan's true strategy. The company's profits depended on the world believing. A massive strike was always imminent. Fear was profitable. Panic was profitable. And the outdated satellite was kept broken intentionally. The more near misses, the more governments paid for upgrades that never happened. The day the world almost ended was the day their negligence finally became lethal. Rourke had enough. He compiled evidence. Every file, every memo, every falsified report. But before he could submit it, his access was revoked. His equipment seized. His home monitored. Someone was watching him. 1 month later, Barrett Sullivan, the billionaire responsible, was found dead inside his penthouse office. Police called it a sudden cardiac event. Nothing suspicious, but the details were strange. He was 49, healthy, perfect vitals. Hours earlier, he had confidential meetings with high-ranking defense officials. Even stranger, every server in Sullivan's headquarters was wiped within 30 minutes of his death. Rourke believed Sullivan was silenced, not because he was guilty, but because he was about to confess. Someone else wanted the secret buried forever. And if they could silence a billionaire, they could silence him too. Rourke disappeared completely. Some say he fled to Canada. Others claim he was taken. But one thing is certain. 6 months after he vanished, journalists around the world received an encrypted data package containing exactly 1.2 terabytes of documents. It was Rourke's archive. Everything he had uncovered, classified reports, satellite logs, internal Sullivan Dynamics files, audio recordings, and a final message from Rourke: "You may never learn my fate, but you deserve to know how close we came. On that day, the only reason you are alive is because 2 people refused to follow orders. Governments denied everything. Major networks buried the story. But independent analysts verified the data. The near-apocalyptic event was real. The cover-up was real. The negligence was real. And the truth? Humanity survived by accident. We often imagine the end of the world coming with fire, with violence, with decisions made by powerful people. But this story proves something else. Sometimes the world ends because of a broken machine, a missing maintenance report, and a billionaire chasing profit. And sometimes the world doesn't end because one ordinary man refuses to stay silent. If you found this story gripping and you want more shocking true crime investigations, hidden events, and untold real-life mysteries, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and share this story with someone who thinks the world is safe. Because on that day, we were 43 seconds away from losing everything.